we're going to be doing our Monday class. We've just had to do class outside today, but I thought what a great opportunity to show you where our Saturday class happens. So everybody receives one of these little dance floors, and they're all spaced out so that nobody has to bump into each other. We're completely safe, and everyone can dance and enjoy their space. So we have a lot of space here, but we only have a few dance floors. So if you decide you want to come to Saturday class, just let me know ahead of time, and that way I make sure that you have a dance floor. Otherwise, you'll have to be dancing on the grass, and that can be a little bit weird because it's tall grass and it's kind of sharp. So that being said, let's begin our combination for today. We're going to be doing a side-to-side combination, and the reason why I decided this is because usually when we're in our dance spaces at home, we only have a couple steps one way and the other, so I thought this is perfect for our at-home practice. So go ahead and get yourself warmed up. I'm not going to record a warm-up today. We're just going to go straight into the combination. So we're going to start by traveling to our left. So wherever you are in your dance space, make sure you're all the way to the right. And the movement, just the feet. We're not even going to worry about anything else right now. Just the feet, we're stepping out, and we're putting all of the weight here. Bring the foot in, so the right foot comes in. Hands are going to be at a low neutral. So rather than a mid-neutral where we usually are, we're going to keep the hands a little lower. The upper arm's going to be a little closer to the body. So we're going to step out and bring the foot in. Step out and bring the foot in. So pretty easy for footwork. Adding the layers, the hands are just going to be staying right here. We're going to be leaning towards the place that we step aside. So lean that rib cage and come back. Just a very small body wave to the side. To the side. And that's 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The dog is barking. So what we're doing here is it's going to be a lock-in combination. And the locks will include our head, our rib cage, and we're doing a little bit of a hip lock. So let's go over those. Make sure, please, when you're doing your head slide to lock, that you are being very, very careful. It's so easy to injure your neck. So when we're doing our head slide, which we'll be drilling in one moment, try not to make it too big. Even after you've warmed up your neck muscles, if you try to do your neck slide too big, you could very easily injure yourself, and we don't want that. So keeping the hands at a low neutral, we're just going to slide that head. So for this particular one, and if you've been in class with me before, you know that sometimes we'll do the Indian head slide, which is more of a rock of the chin. So this time around, it has to be a straight horizontal slide. If you've never done one before, it might be a very small movement, but that actually looks really, really good when you're doing this, especially this particular combination with the locks. Very small, intricate locks look really, really good, especially up close. So let's drill that head slide. I like to place my hands under my chin and look straight ahead. Make sure that you're not going to be tilting your head this way or looking this way. So lock your eyes right ahead, and we're just sliding the chin off to the side. Now find the center and off to the other side. Find the center and off to the side, and center and slide. Leave the center out now, just going back and forth. Starting going right, 5, 6, 7, 8, and right and left and right and left. keeping this going, take your hands away when you're comfortable. So a big mistake many people do is they try to travel too far to the side with their jaw and they don't allow the rest of the head to follow, so it ends up looking like this. So we don't want that. Just take your entire head and slide and slide. And I'm doing this really, really big so that you can see it. So just a locking and locking. Lock and lock. Lock and lock and lock and lock. Alright. So we're going to move to the rib cage now. Again, we're locking side to side with that rib cage. So isolation movement, very important to keep all of these movements very isolated. Otherwise the appearance just does not give that same energy that we want it to. So let's just start with the slide. We'll lock in a moment. So sliding to the right, back to the center, and off to the left and center. Keep those shoulders back and down as we do this. So sliding, center, slide, and center. Slide and center, slide and center, slide and center. Again, make sure that you're not pulling too far off to the side. It's just a slide, center, slide, center. You really need to make sure that your entire abdominal is engaged from all the way up here to all the way down here, because what's going to happen if you're not engaged, it starts to look like this, or it starts to look like this. So obviously I'm exaggerating these, but you'll recognize it if you practice in the mirror and you'll say, oh yeah, I'm leaning a little bit, or I'm echoing with my hips. So it's a really great way of self-correcting, and since we can't really be face-to-face with each other, self-correcting is so very important. So let's go right ahead and work with the rib cage, and then we'll do the hip slide. So whatever side you like, and find the center. Shoulders are back and down. And center. And slide. And center. And slide. And center. Now we're actually going to take that, and instead of just sliding gently off to the side, we're going to lock. So as we go off to the side, there's a definite stop. So it's lock, center, lock, center, and lock, center, lock, center. You really need to use all of these muscles here to make sure that your lock is nice and sharp. So just keeping that in mind. Also, don't expect it to be super sharp if you've never done locks before. Or if you've got a lot of squishy bits, like I'm a little top heavy, so my ribcage locks are a little squishy looking because things move. We're attached to bones and muscles and things, so be very patient with your body. So let's go right ahead and drill those locks with the ribcage, side to side, starting on whatever side you like best. And 5, 6, 7, 8, and lock, center, lock, center, lock, center, lock, center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, lock. And lock, center, lock, center, lock, center, lock, center. Excellent. So we're going to go ahead and do 4 counts of the head slide, which is going to be a lock. So we're not just gently going side to side, we're going to lock, center, lock, center. This is when you have to be very careful with your neck, because when we do those locks, everything is very tight and everything, you have that stop. So that's when we have to be careful with our neck, because that's when injuries tend to happen, when we're very tight. in our neck. So make it a very, very small movement. If you're not sure you can do this neck slide safely, leave it out. Don't even risk it. The last thing we want anyone to do is to get injured because they tried to do a dance move that their bodies just did not agree with. So, from the head slide and the rib cage, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, rib cage 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, head and rib cage. 1, 2, 3, 4, rib cage 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it again, and we'll go a couple times just back and forth between the rib cage and the head. Making sure you have very, very good posture, keeping the hands at a low or mid-neutral. Tuck in the low belly. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and head, rib cage. Again, head, rib cage. One more time. Okay, maybe one more. Excellent. So the last locking bit, like we said, are the hips. So we do have to have nice soft knees for this. I like to keep my feet very close together while I'm practicing, but you know in this combination we are stepping out and touching. So the locking with this is actually a lock up and down. So we're going to go into cabaret pose, whatever direction you want. I know it's a little more difficult when I'm facing you. So cabaret pose to whatever direction you want. So your standing leg, even though it has all the weight on it and it's not technically working, it's not bending and straightening, please do not lock that knee. Very important to not lock that knee. Keep it nice and soft and ready to move. So we're going to lock the hip that is in front of us, our mirror leg or our working leg, up and down. So it's very much like the hip drop, but again, it's not soft like a hip drop would be. We're going to lock up and down, up and down, and lock, and down, and lock, and down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go the other side. Here we go. And lock up and down. Excellent. So let us go ahead and layer all these things together and add the feet. So the first count, we're stepping out to the side, the head's going to lock to that direction. So we're going to go 1. Then the rib cage is going to slide and lock in that direction for 2. As we're doing that, we're bringing our weight over to the side. For 3, our weight has moved entirely to that leg, and we lock that alternate leg up. And 4, we lock down. Hopefully that made sense. Let's try it to the other side. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head, rib cage, hip, and drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that we're sort of layering a fluid side-to-side movement with those locks. So this is a lot of layers. So at first, if you're just going lock, 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 that's fine, and you're going to grow and get that slow, soft layer in as you get a little more comfortable with the combination. So let's drill that side to side for a couple counts. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and head, rib cage, hip, and drop, rib cage, lift, and drop, and head, rib cage, lift, and drop, lock, lock. Again, no cues. Last time, both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,